morning, YouTube, Facebook, wet shave community. This is Marcus with AllenValley, and welcome to another video. Got another shave video for you today, so I'm going to go ahead and hop in on the the software products that I use. So the first is my pre-shave oil. This is from Adopted Acres. I use an Omega alum stick in case I get nicks or cuts. Harry's post-shave balm. Been using if you see a lot of frequent flyers, I use a lot of the same products. It's the soaps typically that I review, unless I have a matching splash or a aftershave balm or something like that. Let's see, the brush that I'll be using today is the Mula Badger Hair Brush. I'm not exactly sure the dimensions on this. I think this is a 26 millimeter knot. Not entirely sure. I got my shave bowl, and I got this off of Etsy actually. So I believe this was 3D printed, but it's got different grooves on the inside to agitate the soap. For my razor, I'm going to be using my Gießen and Forstoff safety razor with hair guides. I love this razor. This has become one of my favorites in my collection. I only have a few razors, but this gives me a very close shave for a mild razor. So, really happy with that. I got that at the Ohio Wet Shave Meetup. And then I don't have a matching splash to this one, but again, it does have more of a clean, sporty type profile. Let me adjust my camera just a touch. There we go. Does have more of a clean, sporty profile, so I'm going to go with Adidas Dynamic Pulse today. Again, this is just fresh, clean, like I said, sporty. Yeah, just kind of grab and go type stuff. All right, so on to the start of the show. So I was kind enough to reach out to to Soap Palooza and ask for a few samples so that I could review them on my channel. And one of them was sent. I've been holding out because I actually really enjoy the scent right off the tub. But today I'll be reviewing Clip Joint from Soap Palooza. And so obviously, as you can tell with the red and blue striped pole, this is definitely a barbershop scent. The reason I loved this so much is because it reminds me of a couple things. It reminds me of a few different fragrances that I used to have. So barbershop scents can go lots of different ways. They can go very musky, they can go very floral, or they can typically go very like woody and oak moss like. This is more on the oak moss side. It reminds me of a few different fragrances that I used to have. It's so good. It reminds me of this hybrid between, well, number one, it reminds me of a fragrance that I had that was by Mason Margiela. And it was called At the Barbers. Barbershop scent through and through, leaned a little heavier on the oak moss and the musk, and lavender as well, but it was very balanced, and this is very balanced. You get that freshness of the oak moss, that kind of green, sort of profile. Green, clean, inoffensive. It's going to smell good, it's going to smell pleasant, it's going to smell masculine. You're going to enjoy it if you enjoy barbershop scents. So it reminds me of Mason Margiela's At the Barbers. It reminds me a little bit of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, that's been a scent that's been around for a long time. Heavily used kind of profile, people know it very well. And then it also reminds me a little bit of like a Dior Sauvage type, like a fresh blue scent, or like how Blue Day Chanel is or something. Man, this stuff is so good. It is quite fragrant off the tub, I will say. So if you do have some sensitivities to fragrances, I would say maybe, you know, maybe this isn't the one for you. But if you like fragrances, if you like a little bit of a heavier fragrance, this is a pretty good one. Oh, man, I just keep smelling it. The tub smells so good. I love that scent profile. All right, so let's get started here. This is week number 9. I'm on my 9th week of growth for my mustache. So I was just talking to my wife about that yesterday. I have never grown my mustache this long ever in my life. I used to have a full beard. But I would always keep my mustache trimmed around my lip because I didn't like the hair hanging over my lip. That's what's kind of starting to happen now, is that, so unless I train it to wisp out like that, it's gonna curl into my mouth, and that drives me absolutely insane. But for the sake of seeing how long I can get it, I'm just gonna keep going. Originally it started as a Movember thing, in support of men's health, cancer awareness, and suicide prevention. But once November ended, I was just like, let's just see how long I can get this thing. Alright guys, so let's lather here. Got my brush. Got my brush nice and softened. Let's go to work. Now I will say this. Maybe it's about finding the right brush, but I love these little 2 ounce. It's like a 2 ounce pour. I love these, man. Like, I was talking to at the Ohio Wet Shave meetup. I was talking to Wes of Tennessee Whiskey Shaving. If you haven't checked out his channel, I would highly recommend it. It's one of the first channels I started to follow. But he had mentioned, and we got to talking about the size of the tubs. Like most people make, most companies I would say make like a 4 ounce tub, and that's a lot of soap. You gotta think that's a lot of soap. I think Sterling even makes like a 5 ounce tub, which is fine. I got no issues with that. But these two, you gotta think about how much soap you use and how many different types that you use. These 2 ounce tubs are perfect for like true connoisseurs of the wet shave community, because you get to try something that's bigger than a sample but smaller than like a full size. Now if you use the heck out of the soap, then good for you. You should buy a bigger tub of that soap. I'm just gonna pat this dry here. It smells so good. It's kind of like fragrances, right? Like I would get either samples or 30 ml size or 50 ml size bottles until I thought that I liked the fragrance enough to commit to a big 100 ml bottle purchase. So I feel like it could be the same way with soaps. So Shout out to Soap Palooza for the 2-ounce pours. I know that Adopted Acres also does 2-ounce pours as well. I think it's a great idea. I think that more companies should do it. So hopefully they're listening and we'll take that to heart. All right, got my bowl here, lathered, ready to go. It smells so good. It's so fresh. I was gonna say too, if you have any of those scents that I mentioned, those would work well and as like a post shave to complement this. This is gonna be the original scent that you shave with, but those can be a post shave to help kind of complement it, and I would recommend that. Some good lather built here. Soap Palooza's lather is excellent. There's a few companies that I've just been singing their praises, man. Soap Palooza's one of them. Adopted Acres, Ginger's Garden, Vanulay. Like there's a few more, but I mean, dudes, these are just excellent soap bases. And I am all about the soap base for me. Like, I would do an unscented soap every time if it meant that the base was high quality, so. All right, let's wet the face and we'll start going here. I got a few days of growth here. I believe this is going on the third morning, so I need to shave. Today is Wednesday for me. Hope you guys are having a great start to your morning, or by the time you're watching this, if it's still Wednesday, then hope your Wednesday is excellent. Yeah, this is great stuff. It smells so good too. Again, a little bit heavier on the fragrance. That tends to happen with a note like oak moss. I'm pretty sure there's oak moss in this. Oak moss is quite fragrant. And of course, again, like I said about Soap Palooza's bases, soap base, it just pastes on like that. It's such a good sign. All right, let's get going here. As usual with Soap Palooza, cuts right through. good first pass. Let's add some more water. Do the second. Yeah, I love this stuff. Soap Palooza makes it great. They make great scents. They make great soap. They are worth checking out. Just put it that way. And I've mentioned this numerous times, but I'm a big fan of like artisans that when you make a shave soap like this is for people who enjoy shaving. This is for the wet shaver, the connoisseur, you know, somebody, not even just for a connoisseur, it's for an everyday shaver too, but it's for people who can appreciate what it takes to go into, you know, all that it takes, I guess, to go into a good soap. All right, so here's the second pass. Sorry, really, I'm gonna have to sneeze. And some hair on the chin that was not wanting to cooperate. All right. Get this back here a little bit. Sorry if you hear some commotion in the background. My toddler son is awake and Sounds like he's throwing a bit of a tantrum in there, so. Third pass coming. Start on the third pass here. Hopefully everybody's got their Christmas shopping done. Looking pretty good. Alright, let's rinse and we'll do the post shave. Do my quick mow over pass here. Feels great. Alright, I did not nick myself, so I don't believe I'll be needing the Allen stick today. But I always keep that handy. Alright, aftershave. Again, this is the Adidas Dynamic Pulse. I use this aftershave for my more like fresh, sporty type profiles. Sometimes barbershop. Shave balm. Alright guys, that was a great shave. Again, Soap Palooza is an excellent company. I think you should definitely check them out. If you are into wet shaving, if you like just a good quality shave soap, they are worth checking out. So I usually do my ratings on a scale of 1 to 5. So, for clip joint, so good. Man, tough one. So I'm gonna go with a 3.75 out of 5. I love the soap. I love the performance. I love the quality of ingredients. Those are huge factors for me. The scent, I enjoy it. It smells very fresh, very clean. It's not my everyday, like if I had to pick a scent profile that I lean towards all the time, it's not exactly it, but it's still very, very good. And then the artwork on this one is just standard to me. So 3.75 out of 5, super solid rating. Again, when I rate these, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes or anything. It's just one person's opinion. But I love Soap Palooza, man. They are creeping up on my list on one of the best artisans out there. Like I said, excuse me, I feel like I'm about to sneeze again. My bad. I named off a few artisans that just deserve a little love, you know. Like there's the big names out there that garner a lot of attention, but some of these companies with a slightly lesser known name, they still make great soaps, and I think it's worth checking out because they pour their heart and their soul, their passion into this soap, and it's a great experience. So, well, thank you again for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel, helps me to continue doing this. If you enjoy the content, helps me to continue to make these videos for you. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.